Hey everyone, and welcome to What Did I Miss, where today I want to talk about the future of the Alien franchise and the big plans that Disney, who now own Alien, have for it in the near future. Disney has been acting like a predator, a character they now also own, acquiring franchises like trophies, and with the recent acquisition of 20th Century Fox, you can add an Alien skull to that wall as well. Because of this purchase, it has been 4 years since the most recent entry into the franchise, 2017's Alien Covenant, continued the prequel story that followed the android David, played by Michael Fassbender, and even though the series was billed as a trilogy, we have not heard anything about the next movie. I think that fans are kind of split on the prequel movie so far, but almost everyone agrees that David was a good addition to the mythos, and most like me are curious to connect his story with the one shown in the original movie Alien, released in 1978. Here I will go over all the confirmed news about the future of the franchise, as well as some rumors about where it might be headed. If this is your first time here at What Did I Miss, my name is Eric and I talk about all the sci-fi things I love here on the channel, like Alien but also Star Trek, Godzilla vs. Kong, and many others. So if you love sci-fi as much as I do and want a place to talk about it, you can hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think about the future of Alien in the comments. Before I get into the video, I also wanted to announce that I am running a contest until April 30th, 2021, and 2 supporters of the channel are going to get these limited edition Captain Kirk Funko Pops. On May 1st, I will pick one random commenter that is also a subscriber, and one person who has joined the new WDIM Discord server. So all you have to do to be entered is be a subscriber to this channel and comment on a video from now until April 30th, 2021, and you can join the Discord server and be entered there as well. This gives everyone a lot of chances to win, and if we get 50 people to join the Discord server, I will add another Funko Pop to the prize. Okay, so let's get into first and confirmed details about the future of Alien. The story about the future of the franchise really starts where it last ended, like most stories in Alien, and that is the performance of the last movie, Alien Covenant. While Prometheus turned out to be a modest success, making almost $300 million, its sequel made half that and was not as well received by fans and critics alike. The godfather of the Alien franchise, Ridley Scott, has expressed doubts after the movie's release that the premise is still fresh enough to endure. Just recently, while promoting his latest science fiction success, the series Raised by Wolves, he told Forbes magazine, "Has Alien himself, the facehugger, the chestburster, have they all run out of steam? Do you have to rethink the whole bloody thing and simply use the word to franchise? That's always the fundamental question." I like both Prometheus and Covenant, although I did think that while Covenant did create some interesting details to the evolution of the mythos, I thought some of the plot was contrived from the other films in the series. It would be a big letdown though if we did not get that last piece of connective tissue from Covenant to Alien, and hopefully in the future we will get a chance to see David make that happen. As I mentioned, since Covenant's release, Disney has purchased the franchise, and the studio has taken its time with how it plans to release new material. Of course, the COVID crisis has affected the schedule of every project, but at the 2020 Disney Investors Day meeting, the company did drop the bombshell that they were producing a new streaming series, and that Noah Hawley would write and executive produce the series. If you are unfamiliar with Noah Hawley, he started as a writer on the show Bones, but has received praise as the creator and executive producer of the shows Fargo as well as Legion. Star Trek fans may remember that he was also tied to a Star Trek movie script at one point, so he is obviously in high demand. I'm a big fan of Fargo and I like how the series differs from the movie, but it still feels like it is in the same universe. I'm sure that he will bring this same sensibility with the contents of the Alien universe into this new interpretation. But besides the fact that the series is being created and who the executive producer is, the company did say that the series would take place on Earth, which if you do not count the Aliens vs. Predator movies as canon, and most do not, this would be the first time that an Alien plot would be set on Earth. They also said it would be set in the near future, which would probably set up before the events of Prometheus and Covenant, which almost assures that the story with David will not be continued. For those of you who do not remember where the prequel story left off, at the end of Alien Covenant, the android David had assumed the identity of the android Walter 8 and was in control of a ship full of colonists in stasis, along with 2 members of the crew. It was shown throughout the movie that David had in fact killed Dr. Elizabeth Shaw, the protagonist of Prometheus, who left with David in search of the engineers and had been experimenting with her DNA along with different types of alien DNA to further develop what he called the perfect organism. It is strongly implied that David will now continue his work with a lot more hosts and eventually develop the type of xenomorphs we are used to seeing. This happens about 20 years before the events of the first Alien movie, and it seems that the company behind these expeditions, Weyland-Yutani, was aware of these creatures' existence. So there are definitely some dots to connect before the story is complete, such as how the engineer craft ended up on moon LV-426 as the Prometheus actually landed on a different moon, LV-223. So now let's get into this new rumor about the future of the franchise that comes from a UK publication named Small Screen. Like I always say with rumors that are exclusive and cannot be confirmed, take it with a grain of salt and listen, but understand that the following is not confirmed yet by the studio. As I always do, I looked into this publication before I recorded this video and saw that it did have some information early, such as Evan Peters appearing on WandaVision, and that there was a Face-Off sequel in the works that has since been reported by various other publications. But still, use an open mind when reacting to this, but given what has been confirmed, I do think the story has merit. The basis of the story is that Disney has decided to go all in on the Alien franchise and wants to create a universe that includes multiple series and movies. Here's what the site had to say. Disney is currently planning out movies and more TV shows based around the Alien property. They are looking at it as their next mega franchise, which will be geared towards gaining more adults subscribing to Disney Plus and Hulu. The line about getting more adults to subscribe I think is important because that makes a lot of sense to me from a business standpoint. Disney being the home of Mickey Mouse will always have the reputation of being a children's studio first, and with Disney Plus releasing content based around Marvel and Star Wars right now, there is a big part of the population that is only interested in more mature content. Alien and also Predator fit this demographic exactly, and these are probably the same people Disney Plus is losing right now to services like Netflix and HBO Max, which are known for offering more mature content. Also, having everything on a streaming platform is no longer a sign of a small franchise, as currently there are no plans for a Star Wars movie, and I don't think anyone would call that franchise small scale. Even Star Trek currently has 5 different streaming series in development, as well as a movie that will be available on the Paramount Plus streaming service, so it looks like developing large franchises over multiple streaming series may be the blueprint that most studios are currently following. The article goes on to reinforce this theory. These future Alien properties will be full-blown action horror. They're not intending to make these upcoming movies and TV shows PG-13. Disney execs see this property and the Predator franchise, which they now also own, as their adult offerings, and they're hoping to boost their adult subscribers, as it seems as though both movies and TV shows will be put straight to streaming. This is also part of their direct-to-consumer strategy, or DTC, as they often refer to it as. Now, I know you're probably wondering if there's now a greater chance of another installment in the Alien vs. Predator series, since both are owned by Disney. But with a new Predator series in the works, it appears that for now, the studio wants to keep both separate, but it does leave open some possibilities in the future. If you remember, a xenomorph skull was shown in Predator 2 because 20th Century Fox owned both franchises at the time. So this means that it would be very easy to have a crossover in the future. Here's what the article said. These properties are being developed by both Disney Plus Star and Hulu at the moment. However, there is no Alien vs. Predator crossover planned at the moment. This doesn't mean it won't happen in the future. It almost definitely will be a thing Disney will want to make once they get both franchises up and running. Think of it as these franchises' Avengers moments. A rumor from Daniel Rickman states that Sir Ridley Scott is an executive producer on the confirmed show, and that he's asking Disney to be put in full control of the franchise moving forward. So a lot of things happening in the world of Alien and a lot to look forward to. Personally, I'm very interested in the series based on Earth, but it does kind of subvert the franchise tagline of "in space, no one can hear you scream." I really like what I have seen from Noah Hawley so far, and the fact that he was almost put in charge of a Star Trek movie tells me he definitely has the sci-fi chops to tackle an alien story. Fargo is definitely a series that builds up throughout, so hopefully that method will be used in this series, and we will see more of the science fiction horror side of the franchise, and not as much action. While I love Aliens, I think that the Alien story is best told in a claustrophobic style that plays out almost like a complicated slasher film. But as I said, I would be extremely disappointed if the prequel series is now finished and we do not get to see the completion of David's story arc. But you let me know, what did I miss? Does this make you excited for the Alien franchise, or do you think that it has been played out? Remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe for sci-fi news updates and other videos. Thank you very much for clicking on this video, and I'll see you next time on What Did I Miss?